Hello and welcome. Are you co parenting with a narcissist or trying to? Are you stuck in a high conflict, costly custody battle? You are not alone. Hi, I'm author and coach and strategist Grace Rolson. I've been in a court battle for 12 years. We recently got out. I negotiated with a narcissist and got everything that I wanted that I was not able to get using lawyers. I teach now the use of skillful means, and I talk about how my case went in phases and how I planted the seeds of goodwill, peace, and cooperation and learned who the narcissist was and planned accordingly. So, if this is you and you are dealing with a narcissist who won't follow the court order, I always say, get legal advice, especially from a lawyer who knows all the details of your case, a lawyer who is brand new, doesn't know some of the ins and outs of your case, may give you advice that doesn't take into account all the details. So, welcome to my work. I say to always have and hold leverage on a narcissist for later. So, even though we're not fighting and we're not using family court anymore, and all of my rights have been restored and everything is peaceful, I still will document the narcissist strategically. Not everything, because my life, I don't want it to revolve around the narcissist. But welcome to my work. I'm going to tell you some more about having leverage and what to do in certain cases. But this isn't direct advice. I'm telling you what I can do. And here's a quick disclaimer, like, I'm not a lawyer or a professional of the court or a therapist. This is just my survivor wisdom. Take what's helpful, leave the rest. Learn about winner's backlash. Many moms in my private groups on Facebook win in family court, only to post a week later that the narcissist filed an appeal or the narcissist is giving a lot of backlash. So it may not be over once you get a court order. I mean, we've had 3 or 4. So just know that it may not be the end of the legal story. That's where skillful means comes in. I'm here to educate, encourage, and empower the safe, loving, protective mom. So learn all you can. Knowledge is power. My background is loving and leaving an alcoholic, breaking trauma bonds, facing codependency, getting into recovery, and then getting a lawyer and fighting in family court to keep our only child out of narcissistic abuse and a drunk driver's car. That's why I fought so hard. There's 6 books for moms. My newest ones are Tame the Narcissist and Wisdom for Ending the Co-Parenting War in a Custody Battle. So I learned my lessons. All of my books have my tips, tools, and strategies. Everything I'm going to talk about here will be in my newest book. So the importance of leverage, I can't overstate it enough. Leverage is like having cards. It's making an offense or planning to have an offense and not just a defense. It can stop a narcissist from getting more time with a child that they're abusing. It can lead to negotiations. It can make negotiations happen. It can avoid court. Sometimes, if the narcissist knows they're being documented, they'll be on better behavior for you and the children. Um, but this is my survivor wisdom. If the narcissist is breaking the court order, I would call my lawyer, and my lawyer would often want to see a pattern of behavior. And that's what you'll hear in a lot of my books is you've got to document a consistent pattern of behavior. It may not just be that one time he didn't comply and use the parenting app, for example. It would be the 10 times he was late to transfers, a child exchange, and then he wants sole custody. Yeah, right. Like, those are the things that will help a judge see that this person isn't easy to co-parent with, doesn't really want to have time with the child, or is going to hold the child hostage from the mom. So there are ways to deal with non-compliance or contempts. And oftentimes, I just had to document and wait for a day, either wait for a time I'm filing something or the narcissist decides to file something in family court. So oftentimes I couldn't push a one issue if the narcissist was not following the court order in family court due to the expensive legal fees and not wanting to look like the high conflict micromanaging policing mom to the judge. I could easily annoy the judge as much as I was annoying the narcissist by nitpicking his parenting and co-parenting. They didn't want to see that. That's why I have a whole video on 10 ways to cope with the unfairness, because there will be disorder with a personality disordered person. Period. The end. Expect disorder, expect disrespect from disrespectful people, and expect boundary crossing from boundary crossers. So, if you're shocked by the narcissist behavior, go find my video, Know the Narcissist. And I had to often learn to document strategically. You can find that in one of my books, a guide for how did I do this so that it was easy, readable, summarized, numbered, and basically just the 5 things that really matter to the judge. So much mattered to me and my child, but because all of it mattered to me and only the big things are certain pet peeves of the judge mattered, I had to document strategically. So, welcome to my work. If you're a mom in my private groups, if you're watching this on YouTube or listening on Spotify, you definitely want to start this if you didn't. And sometimes you can ask your lawyer, what should I be documenting? Uh, just for later to have leverage. So a narcissist says he wants sole custody to the courts, but then you have some type of systematic, summarized evidence that shows a strong reason why he really doesn't want that. Or you want to get something in family court and the narcissist is saying no, but then you have some type of evidence or instances or documentation. Some of this can be personal information. Narcissist doesn't want to pay child support, but you have evidence of them buying so many properties a year and then flipping them. So there's all kinds of ways. And when you're leverage, you want to make sure it hits all the areas that a narcissist would fear: money, exposure, supply, toys, image. There's so many parts that you have to hit when you're thinking about accumulating leverage for later. When you hit all those parts and you end up in a negotiation, that's when it can be very favorable. So I have a video prior to this, which is the number one key to negotiating with a narcissist. Of course, they want to feel like they won. They don't want to just walk away as losers. So that takes a lot of skill and planning and strategy. If you strategize, you have less stress. If you work with an expert, you have insight that you may not have just talking to a regular person. And you might get some information that can be key to turning your custody case. As you know, they're chronic complainers, toxic blamers. You'll see all of these things. That's why I say the use of skillful means and not being the target of blame is one of the keys to having long-term success with the narcissist as your co-parent. So check out my video, Know the Narcissist. Like and subscribe. There's hundreds of videos here on YouTube of my shared survivor wisdom. I have a free blog, and I also have how to prepare for family court, a 20 wants list power tool that is an instant leverage building tool. If I've strategized with moms 2 to 3 sessions, getting this 20 wants list ready for their lawyer, ready in their own mind. Moms often don't know what they want. They won't ask for much because they know narcissists don't want to give it. But having the rights to ask and knowing what you can ask for children gets the children rights and also is a leverage building experience. So find my 20 wants list power tool. There's even a bonus guide because you want to make sure what you want is also something the judge would order or something your lawyer knows that you can get in your case. There's a free Substack newsletter, Navigate Around and Neutralize the Narcissist, Learn, Heal, and Grow. Keep being a great mom. And thank you for all who are listening on my Spotify as I get these episodes over there. You're welcome to subscribe to that so that you can hear some of my wisdom. Thanks so much for watching and listening.